already knew that. Hey, what's up you guys? ShartimusPrime here, doing another Hot Toys action figure review on the Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice movie masterpiece MMS 359 Wonder Woman 1/6 scale collectible figure. If you're trying to pick this up, you can get it right.
Big. Get your big badass toys at BigBadToyStore.com. Click the link in the description below.
I like the front of the packaging. This is pretty cool. You know, you can see Wonder Woman all the way back over there. Then we get very nice spot varnished Wonder Woman in golden yellow. I think that looks incredible. Then we get the blue and red right here, and there's this very, very fine pattern right here on this packaging. I like that a lot. Anyway, on the very back, you just get the flat red, and you get some warning and stuff. Then you can do the Hot Toys plop, and right there, and you can see beautiful looking Wonder Woman right there and all the people responsible for creating the figure, and then there's the figure inside. So let's get to it and crack this thing open. I love this Wonder Woman figure. I think Hot Toys actually did a fantastic job with this piece. I mean, look, she's standing on her own on top of this rotating base right here, not attached to anything, just using the weight of the figure in her own 2 feet. So she has really good articulation. We're also getting fantastic details as Hot Toys usually delivers. So I'm very pleased with this figure right off the bat, but we get some accessories that I want to take a closer look at. So let's look at those, and then we'll take a closer look at this beautiful Godot. As always, you want to look at the directions before you start messing with the figure. And I gotta give you a warning, I will be doing some things with the figure that break some of the rules that are given right here in this instruction sheet. So if you're gonna try to copy me or take any of my advice, do that at your own risk. If anything, you do want to stick to the directions or the instructions that are given to you by Hot Toys. Now for a base, we get this same Batman v Superman base that we'd gotten with the Batman figures, and I believe the Superman has this as well. So you can see the Batman Superman logo, which still looks really nice. You have this textured concrete kind of feel going on right here. We have this beautiful looking plaque. I like that. I can't really peel these off anymore because I live close to the ocean and these get rusty rather quickly, so I have to be careful with those, but this looks great. Again, you have this piece right here that flaps up, then you get the kickstand on the inside. Really tricky to see right now. There's a slot that goes in right there, and then now you can have that. I don't really prefer having it set up like that. We also get this die-cast rod right over here, and then we get this clamp, and you can loosen the screw right here and adjust this clamp as well. So here are the accessories that we get with Wonder Woman. We get these 9 interchangeable hands over here, an extra set of wrist pegs, and her Not God Killer sword, which I think looks absolutely fantastic. I mean, look at this thing, man. Nice details. I love the little nicks right over there on the edges. I think that's very cool. Nice sculpted emblems and everything. I like it. The handle looks really good too. Really digging that a lot, man. And the shield is very impressive. I love what they've done here. I mean, they actually nailed this whole thing with the birdie on the shield, you know? Like, most of the time people put it a little bit too dark or a little bit too prominent, or it's not there at all, but it's just barely there, and I think that looks fantastic. Again, the details throughout. The gold is a nice soft gold color, you know, not extremely saturated, and it looks really nice right here on the inside as well. I really dig this a lot, and it's really easy getting her to hold this. I really like that. We also get her Lasso of Truth, which I have not unraveled, nor do I really want to unravel it. I guess you can, but okay, never mind. I manned up and released the lasso over here. So you get this little gold twisty tie, which is really hard to see, but you can see that tiny little gold twisty tie. Just unravel that, and then you can unravel the lasso, and she holds it very well in those lasso holding hands, and it actually looks pretty good. A little crinkly looking here and there, but you know, messing around with it a bunch, you can get some cool stuff going on. And then we also get these interchangeable gauntlets right here that look like she just deflected something off of them, you know, so they're all charged up and illuminated. These look fantastic as well. I love that we get this nice orange over the yellow translucent plastic right there, you know, you get some dirt speckled on top of it, so that looks great. I really like these a lot. Now, all these gauntlets do look awesome. The limited articulation in the arms and in the shoulders right here just don't allow her to get that cross forearm pose that we all know and love seeing Wonder Woman get in. So it's a little unfortunate, but you can get her blocking individual bullets if you wanted to do something like that. And of course you get her armband, which I actually forgot to put on the figure before taking a bunch of pictures, so that's embarrassing. So you're going to see some photos of Wonder Woman without this on, so yeah, I put this on a little bit later on. Then you have the strap right over here, which is great, so but broken, so mine arrived busted. You have this button on the very back of it where it's supposed to tab in right over here, and and this arrived broken. I did not break it. I've broken figures before, and I admit it. I'm not one of those people that's like, you know, gonna try to lie about something like that, or anything, you know. I'm not a liar, man. I don't know where we got into this conversation for. Hey, wait, we gotta take the head off right over here, and then you want to weave her arm through like so, and get this over her head right here. And it's a little tricky because you want to get this through here and underneath her arm and then pull it back up, and then you can see how that's supposed to look, and then you just take this piece and you button it up right there and it should stay. Now fortunately there is this little bit of a gap right over here in the material, so what I've done is just weaved this button through that little gap right over there, and that's actually helped me keep this strap stationary. So for the time being I'm going to have it like that, which actually doesn't look too bad. You also get a sheath right over here, so you could put her sword right through this piece and this piece, and now she has weapon storage, which is actually pretty awesome. And she also has storage for the Lasso of Truth, so we can go ahead and put this on right here, and then you get this little notch that sticks out that this little soft piece goes right into, and there that goes. So yeah, I love that we get the weapon storage. And to get a quick look at the hands, you can see we get a pair of fisted hands. We get these, I think these are the lasso wielding hands, so I'll probably have to unravel that lasso because these are very tight grip. Then we get these wider grip hands right over here, and this is for holding the shield. And then you also get this extra right hand, which is just a little bit smaller, so I guess this is for the sword? I guess the shield holding hands can be sword holding hands. Then you get these wide open hands right over here, which I actually prefer using for the shield because you could just easily put this on here and you don't have to like get such a tight grip around one of these straps, so sometimes putting these on is a pain in the butt. And then you can just weave this through without having to take the hand off, and then put this right through this piece here, and then she'll hold it just fine like that. But the instructions do show that you're supposed to use like one of these tighter gripping hands. I failed to show putting on the armband, but after you take the shield and the hand off, you take off the gauntlet like so. Then you want the arrow part right here going upwards, up the arm, and it'll stay like so. And finding a part where it's nice and flush against the arm can be a little tricky. I don't like seeing a whole lot of gappage right here, so I'll tend to try to angle it in a way where it looks like it's flush against her arm, so that's pretty sweet. And one thing I failed to mention is that the sword placement is on the wrong side of the figure. It's actually supposed to be on her right over here, and the directions don't tell you how to have the sword and shield attached to this strap on the back, but I kind of figured out my own way of doing this, where I weaved it through the shield and then the strap and then the shield again and then through the strap again. So if you want to try to make that happen, you can, but again, do it at your own risk. You know what I'm saying? Because the directions don't show you how to do that. Now we all know what Gal Gadot looks like, but I wanted to compare this figure to some images that I found online, and I think they nailed the likeness of this face sculpt. I think the face looks dead on Gal Gadot. I really like it a lot. It looks very beautiful, especially when you get that 3/4 angle on there. I like how the mouth looks, the flesh tone, the eyes. Wow, yeah, that's beautiful. I really dig it a lot. One thing I am noticing though is that the tiara looks like it's a little bit more silver than gold. At first I thought, oh, it's just the Wonder Woman movie where it was gold, and then in Batman v Superman it was silver, but yeah, from looking at images, it looked like it was more gold than silver. I mean, you could still see some gold bits right over there, but it's mostly silver instead of gold. And comparing this head sculpt to the Kotobukiya Artifacts statue, you can see they both do look like Gal Gadot, but, you know, we get a much lighter flesh tone over here on the Kotobukiya statue. And I do like the hair on this figure, but I do get irritated about how fluffy it gets, and you can add product to it, but I feel like it needs to be kind of pushed down a little bit. So I may add water, but I really don't like messing with the hair too much. I'm not a big fan of that. I like how we get a little bit of sculpted hair right over here on the side, and you can't take the tiara off and have her throw it, because, I don't know, she doesn't do that in either movie, which would have been nice. I always kind of liked that little feature. And again, as always, Hot Toys has this little kind of tiny little micro speckling going on with the paint, which I really dig a lot. And I wanted to get a good look at the back of her head too. So she does have very nice hair. I do like how it's wavy, and I do like the color. I think it does match Gal Gadot. I do get pieces falling off though, so I do have pieces of her hair on my review station, and it kind of looks gross, almost looks like pubes, but it's Wonder Woman pubes, so it's all good. And looking at the rest of this, man, I really like how it came out. I mean, they did a fantastic job with this. The plating right over here for the armor looks fantastic. You get all these gashes and scratches, very well detailed. I really dig it. And I do think this body holds up pretty well. So far, it's held up pretty well for me. It's like a whole rubber suit kind of thing over this armature, and I think it looks really good. There's a couple of seams that you could see on it, like on the side right over here, but again, I really like the flesh tone. It looks very realistic to me. I really dig it. I've heard some people mention that it looks too dark, but I actually think it looks pretty good. I like how it looks. And then looking right here, I don't like the material that they used for this piece right here, the skirt thingy. It feels like it's paper, like super brittle, but it does look nice. You get that metallic look with the blue over here, so that's pretty cool. There's a Lasso of Truth again, and the Gauntlets, which I really like. You know, I like how they, you know, have a little bit exposed over here, you know, and they're rounded out very well, you know, just to get, you know, a nice view of that and everything. Looks really good. It's all squishy and everything. Please don't get mad, Charlito One. Please don't get mad at me. As you can see, the legs look really good on this piece. You can see a little bit of seamage coming along the side right there. Same thing on this side. It's very subtle though, but you can actually feel it more than see it, so that's pretty cool. And I do like how the shins and the kneecaps look on this armor as well. I mean, man, all the little details in there just blow me away. I absolutely love it. Very metallic red. Very cool, and I love what they've done here. I mean, it's part of the natural design of the characters' boots and everything to already have this separation, but it really helps with the articulation on it, and I'll get to that in just a moment. And she doesn't have peg holes at the bottom of the feet, and they're just totally flat. Before I get into the articulation, I want to give the disclaimer that I didn't pay for this figure. This figure is brought to me by Big Bad Toy Store. That allows me to test the limits of the figure in a way where, as opposed to somebody who dropped their own cash on it, would be a little bit more reluctant to do so. So I'm putting that warning out there, and I think me testing the limits is actually a benefit to the people watching this video. Anyway, you can move the head up this far, so I'm able to make her look up that much, and she can look down quite a bit as well. You also get head rotation over here. Now the shoulders, the instructions show that you can only bend them outward this much, but you can actually get them all the way out like so. Now again, do this at your own risk, and do this only for a brief moment. So if you wanted to get her posed like this and you wanted to take some pictures, take the pictures and then put the arm back down, okay? You can move the arms back that far and forward this much. There's some rotation right here at the top of the bicep. You can also get her elbow bending in quite a bit. Now they say don't move it more than 90 degrees, but again, you know, if you want to do it briefly, you can get away with it. If you were to leave it like this, you would get this material stuck on itself and it would damage the figure. The wrists rotate side to side, and these wrists don't like to stay on as much as I'd like them to, but you can move them up and down and turn them around. The torso articulation is extremely limited. You could barely twist her around. I get a little bit of crunching forward and a little bit of crunching back, but turning side to side is extremely difficult. The leg joints can move all the way out there, and you can get her kicking very far forward and back, and you can churn at the hip right here. You get double jointed knees, and again, even though I'm kind of pushing, now the directions show that you can bend the knees this much, so there's no problem with that, but again, I kind of would like to be careful in leaving the figure in that kind of pose. And then the ankles have ball joints over here, so you can rotate them any direction you'd like. So you can move them down and up, you can rotate them side to side, and if you position it correctly, you can turn it so that you get some decent ankle pivot, which really helps a lot. That's actually a very good ankle pivot for a hot toy. Now measuring out this 1/6 scale collectible figure, you can see that Gal Gadot standing just a little over 12 inches tall. And then you can see the Hot Toys figure next to the Kotobukiya statue, and yeah, I mean, their size is not exactly the same, but still, both very good pieces. And then here's Wonder Woman next to the other BVS characters. We have the Man of Steel Hot Toys figure, and then we have the BVS regular Batman figure right here, and I think the three of these scale fairly well together. I like how these three look. And then here's our Hot Toys Wonder Woman figure next to the Marvel Legends Big Time No Letdown Spider-Man. I'm feeling a little tired. You know, just think I lay down a little bit. Yeah. Ooh, nice view. This is and here's Wonder Woman in a dynamic jumping pose over here on the dynamic posing stand from Hot Toys, and she looks great on that thing. Now again, you want to leave these poses up just temporarily. I'm not going to leave her on the shelf like this. I'm going to leave her in a much more static vanilla pose, but if you're trying to take some fun pictures, you can definitely use this figure for that purpose, and it works out great. I have had a lot of fun with this figure. I really do like it a lot. I'm very, very pleased with it. And I hope you guys are very pleased with this review. If you are, please hit the like button, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think of the review. Let me know what you think of the figure. If you want to subscribe for more ShartimusPrime videos coming your way, please go ahead and do so. And if you're already subscribed, make sure you hit that notification bell, because sometimes these videos don't show up in people's feeds. YouTube could be a little strange like that. If you want to see a photo gallery of images, it's all over at toynewseye.com. I gotta give a big thanks to all you guys wishing me a happy birthday yesterday. I very much appreciate it. 36 years old now, still playing with toys. Woohoo! Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you later. Peace!
I'm gonna play with my toys today. 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 Well, I don't care what the strangers say. I'm gonna play with my toys today.
That's crispy.
Hey, new ShartimusPrime videos. Hey, you should click one. Yeah, click on one of them. Or subscribe if you haven't.